Hey guys, how are you? And today we have another tutorial in Photoshop, but for this tutorial it's going to be a conceptual tutorial. So these have been very popular lately on my channel. My first video that I ever uploaded was a conceptual tutorial, and I've always promised in that video that I'll be uploading more of these, and a month's passed and I've been getting like 600 views on the tutorial and stuff, so I think it's time to make another two tutorials. So I've already made a tutorial on this. This is just a conceptual tutorial of this text effect, and I said how will we make this effect. So I saw it on the internet. I was like, alright, that's something cool to make, so why not make a conceptual tutorial on it. But for this one, however, it's going to be this effect. So if you just type up Photoshop effects, it's going to be this one. Now, as you can see, it kind of has the same layout as one of my other conceptual tutorials, which was on a girl's face, and the girl's face started looking out like this, like in the grid, and then I made it into that. So it's just a conceptual tutorial. And this one is another one where we look at the concepts of the picture and we use those concepts to recreate that effect. So these people, like, they do a lot of these types of photos effects on it with the grids and kind of stuff. I find that stuff really cool to do, so why not let's go ahead and do this. And this one is actually particularly quite easy, so let's try and go through it in the least time possible. So let's go ahead, and we need to look at this photo. So first of all, in this photo, I'm just going to save it as, save that there, and I'm going to open up in my Photoshop by pressing Control O, and this will bring up this little dialog, and you will be able to click on the photo and then press open. If you press Control 0, that'll zoom the photo right up to your screen. Okay, so if you look at this photo here, it is showing that the face is divided up by these rectangles, and these rectangles are overlapped by another. As you can see, the rectangles have a drop shadow underneath them also. Now make sure that, guys, these are mainly tutorials on the internet of these effects, so I haven't looked at this tutorial at all, and I will not, because I know how to do this effect by myself. And also, if you're gonna be looking at your tutorials, it's actually less fun, because the reason why is, just let me explain this a little bit. If you see an effect, right, and it's a tutorial, and then you follow it by frame by frame by frame and reading the words that they tell you what to do, that's not Photoshop. Photoshop is exploring about what you learn, how do you do stuff. It's about just freelancing, basically. And that's why the word freelance graphics designer comes from. It's because it's about the freelance, like, you just have many capabilities of doing many stuff, and it's not about someone else telling you how to do something. It's about you telling yourself how to do something. So yeah, and this is why I'm doing these conceptual tutorials, because I'm not telling you how to do this effect, I'm telling you how would you do this effect. So once you see an effect and you see this, you have to look at the elements. There's usually a couple of elements that really gives that effect right away, so you have to rip apart and see how you would do this effect. You have to just rip the effect apart. So here you see that the man is in the background. The background of the man is black. I think the reason why is it's put on a white background, so that's why they have made it black, so it wouldn't combine with the white. So make sure that, yeah, the background of the photo is black. The photo is halfly cut off, and it finishes around the eyes. Another thing is that the squares are overlapping each other, so we'll have to do that with the layers somehow. And the squares also, as you can see, have a drop shadow, so we will make a drop shadow on that. So obviously these are very simple techniques, and this effect would be very easily done. So let's go ahead and find out the photo that we need. So we need to go to Google, and we need to find this not that particular photo obviously, but just a picture. So I want to go to Google, because Google's like an amazing resource. And Oh, internet's really slow because I'm uploading a video currently. This one, oh, 5 minutes, it's gonna be quick. So if we go to Google and we search up, you know, face Facebook. Alright, this one's good because of it already has a black background. I really like that one. It's Tom Cruise, so you know, it's a bit handsome for all you ladies out there. We can do Obama. You kind of want a black background, but you can obviously make a black background with a white background. It's really easy. I'll even teach you how to do that. So, just looking at more examples. Alright, so it's either between Obama or Tom Cruise. I think it would be quite good for like all those American citizens out there, because I've been looking at my stats on the channel a bit, and I've seen that most of my subscribers are from the United States. So, you know what? They are the same definition. Alright guys, let me just come back. Alright, I have decided to do Tom Cruise just for the general reason if people might get offended if I do Obama or something. So I'll just go ahead and do this just on the safe side. Ooh, but it's got that. Oh, that's easy to take out. So let's go to view the image, and we're going to save that as, and we're just going to save it to our desktop. And I'm also just going to get one with a white background, so I can show you how you can get rid of the white background and turn it into a black background. So I'm just going to save that there. Alright, so first of all, we're going to open up that Obama picture, and we're going to go to, no, I'm going to show you how you can change a picture to a black background if you took a photo like with it in a white background or something. So if you open up your picture for an example, and here it is, all you need to do is you just need to get the paint bucket tool and just click there and click there. But if it's something like that happens, this it's just because of the lighting. So let me if you hit the, yeah, you get my idea. So just get your black bucket tool and then just click, and you will get a black background. So anyway guys, now we're going to start with this effect. So we are going to make it on a normal page. So we're just going to go to File, New, and we're going to make the size 1280 by 720, and we're going to make the resolution 300, background contents white, and the name of this is going to be Face Concept Tutorial. I'm going to press OK. Now if we go to our move tool and we open up that picture, so we're going to press Control O again, and we're going to open up Tom Cruise. Now this picture needs a bit of editing because of, actually no it doesn't, because if it's going to cut off there, but we're still going to get rid of this. So I can show you how you can get rid of this. So if you get this one, press the rectangular marquee tool, and if you select over it, you just press delete, press OK, and there's just that. Now for this one, it's a bit more complicated, you could say. So if you go down here and select your quick selection tool, if you zoom in to your selection with the watermark, I'm getting a bit too close there, sorry. Alright, now if you select back and you get your quick selection tool, actually if you just get your rectangular marquee tool and find the box and just select right over it, and just select over the watermark with that box. Now if you right click and you go fill and you do use content aware, then press OK. Now if you zoom back out by pressing Control O to fit that on screen, you'll see that it's content aware, that area. So Photoshop will basically predict where the what would the picture look behind that layer, and we're just gonna fill that. Okay, press delete, Control D to deselect that selection at the end. And if it like selects something wrong, so for an example, like that. And if it does something wrong, you can continue doing it until it gets something right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can continue doing it. Anyway, so we have the picture here now, and we are able to drag it onto here. If we press Control 0 to zoom, if we press Control T then Control 0, it will fit the free transform on the screen, and if we hold Shift, we are able to size it down in proportion. If you press Enter now, press Control 0 again to fit that on the screen. Now if you press Control T and size the picture up to, you know, appropriate size, maybe right, something workable. So there. Alright, so now we are ready to do the squares. Now this is actually going to be it's going to be pretty easy, but first we're going to rename this layer to face. So once you have renamed that layer to face, you are going to grab the rectangle tool now. And yeah, so now you are going to make the whatever rectangle. So there's 6 here for an example, so we're going to make 6. So we're going to do, oh yeah, fill, you want to do no stroke. Here the stroke, you want to do it around size, you know, maybe 1. And if you just kind of experiment and you see the, alright, now we go back. Let's do size 0.5. Now if we do it, that's better. So now we need 6 of these. So we're going to do 1. Oh yeah, you want to Control J that, so just you want to kind of get the most accurate rectangle. Actually, depending on your face, it will depend on the number of rectangles. So if you just kind of get a really quick idea of this. So if you press Control J, they'll duplicate that, and you kind of get an idea. Just Control J. And just hold Shift while you move it across, and make sure that there's a little section, because that's where like the overlap will be. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so 4 or 5 would be good. So Tom Cruise's face is a bit more, you know, slim than this guy's, so if we press Control, so that will actually do it. So 4 or 5 will do it. Now I wish I could do 6, because the reason was this for because I guess if we resize Tom Cruise's face a bit, maybe like that. You just want to kind of get it a good size. Alright, that's the size that we're going to use, and we can duplicate this again by pressing Control J, and that's going to make 6 copies of our rectangle. So now we are going to rename the rectangles each from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me go ahead and do that off screen. Now once you have renamed them to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you just by double clicking on the layer, go back to your face, and you want to kind of move it to, you know, the position. So the face is on a bit of a slant, so we're going to press Control T and we're just going to rotate that a tiny bit, you know, without holding shift. Kind of finishes there. Just Control T. Alright, that's good. So now the face is kind of rotated. Now we need to kind of slice the face up. So if we hide all the other rectangles besides the first one, just wait, guys. No, before you hide all of them, you want to keep the rectangles. Wait, guys. Just wait. Make the face a bit oversized. Alright, now if you move the rectangles across each side of their side. Now, as you can see, I'm moving them side to side, so they're straight on themselves. So there's no gap between them. Alright, now once that's done, the reason why I did that is because, as you can see, where it finishes, it's going to be exactly accurate. So it's just going to continue throughout the frame. So you want to, when you move them across, obviously there's going to be a difference. So you just want to do it like that, and then when you move them, it's going to, when you move them and rotate them, you'll kind of see the difference more. That's the reason why. And now you're going to hide all of those and keep the first one. When you select the first one now, and now if you get this selection, just wait. If you right click and do rasterlize layer. Alright, so once you have rasterized that layer, now you are going to, just wait guys. Alright, so we are back. So actually you don't want to rasterize the layer at all. This is what you're going to do. This is the most easiest way. So once you have hided all of the rectangles, now you are going to press Control E. This is going to merge that rectangle onto the face rectangle. Onto the face. Now you get your rectangular marquee tool, and you are going to zoom in by grabbing your zoom tool, and you are going to get your rectangular marquee tool, and you are going to click exactly on the point of the rectangle. Alright, now once you have done that, you just highlight it right around that right one, and then let go. Now you have made a selection around that rectangle. If you press Control O to zoom that, Control 0 to zoom it back on the screen, then then right click and do layer via cut. Now if I select back to my move tool, I have cut that layer. That's all good now. Now we are going to do the same for the other rectangle. However, we're going to move it below the first rectangle. So if we rename this rectangle to 1 again, and then we move the second rectangle back here under the number 1. If we hide the number 1, so it's going to be easy to make the selection now. Now if we select right around that again, we are going to do the same. So, and just zoom in right in again. and then we are going to, you can even zoom right in like pixel if you want to get really accurate, and then click with your pointy tool, but that's 1 pixel out, see? So you want to start 1 pixel in towards, and then select right around, and you'll feel it snap, and then go right down until it finishes. Obviously just drag it down and it will automatically drag yourself down. Then do that. Now if you press Ctrl O, right click, oh yeah, you want to press Ctrl E. Sorry, we didn't merge that, remember? And then you can right click and do layer via cut, and then rename this to number 2, and then move that obviously above number 1, and obviously you can see that. And now for an example, if we just do a really quick example of this, if I move that across, it's gonna look like that, and yeah, it just looks like that. And obviously if we get rid of that other area, it will look much better. So now you have done that, so we're going to do the same for the third one. So if we hide those again, if we go back to, we select the third rectangle, we zoom in right in, and we make sure that we can see that by clicking that little box there, the little eye icon. Then we go back to our rectangular marquee tool, we're going to click 1 pixel inwards, go right and select it around, and then go all the way down, keep on going until it hits that line, and we're going to repeat this. Now do that. Now press Ctrl 0 to zoom back out, right click, and oh yeah, you want to merge it with the face layer by dragging it down, then press Ctrl E, then right click, and then press layer via cut. And that's just gonna, and then rename this layer, then move it back up over the layer 2, rename that layer to number 3. Now if we lose that, it's gonna do this. Same with number 4. Zoom right in. It's a very repetitive process. Click the little icon, now we can see it. Now we click here. Now if we select around it, go all the way down, now you have selected right around the square. Now press Ctrl O to zoom back out. Make sure that you move this layer down above the face one, then press Ctrl E, then right click, then press layer via cut. You have layer via cutted that. Rename this to the rectangle, whatever you're up to. So I'm going to rename this to number 4. Then we're going to move it back up, and if we lose that, again, we've done it. Now if we hide this again, now there is a difference with this one. Oh no, it isn't. Now if we zoom in, right in, move that back up. Now get this tool, Control D, Control D, select right around it. If we go again, and now we just select right down. The grid really helps. Now if you move this right down to the face, press Ctrl E, right click, layer via cut, rename this to whatever rectangle it is. This one's 5. Press Ctrl O. Now we're zoomed out. Move that back up to its normal position. Hide that. Now go to layer. Now go to number 6, and then we zoom right into that. Get the rectangular marquee tool. Select around that. Wait, this one's wrong. No, it isn't. And if you select right around, just go all the way down, just drag. and select that. Then press Control 0. Move the layer right down just above the face layer. Press Control E to merge that. Right click, layer via cut. That's made another one. Now we move that back up and press numbers. Rename that to the whatever rectangle you're up to. This is ridiculous. I can't rename this shit. Once you have renamed that to number 6, now you can show all these, and it's going to show all of those. Now we need to get rid of the stuff outside the rectangles. So this part is alright, so we go back to our face now. Now if we just delete that, it's done. That's it. So now we have the face. And now, yeah, so let me just do that. So go back. So you have created individual panels of Tom Cruise now. So if I just hide these and turn them back on, you have made that section with the frames around it. Now if I go back to the face layer and press backspace or delete, it's going to delete that layer, and all you have left is these. Now we are going to order them, so it's going to be like this. So one's on a slant like that, and you need to see how they overlay. So this one is in front of this one. This one is in front of this one. This one's in front of this one. This one's in front of this one. This one's in front of this one. So this one, we have ordered it perfectly by going number 1, then number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. That's good. So now we need to look at how they're slanted. So this one's on a bit of a slant, so we're going to go back to number 1. We're going to press Control T so we can move it, and we're just going to slant it a bit. Right. Check that. Now I'll go back. Now this one is on a bit of a slant going in towards it. So if we go back to number 2, press Control T. Now we need to move this one like here, and if we slant it a bit like that, it's a bit higher too, so this is where it is. Oh yeah, and it's actually the opposite way around. So yeah, so the way, actually before I'm doing this stuff, it's wrong. So number 1 shouldn't be on the bottom, number 1 should be on the top. And then yeah, so if we shift click from number 2 to number 6, and then we drag this down to the bottom, and we just reorder it from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. Alright, now so it's like that. You need that order. Not that order. Yeah, that order. Anyway, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not, yeah, 6, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we can kind of do the rotation stuff more properly. So press Control T. Rotate this like that. Now if we press Control T, we can rotate this like that, and this one is a bit above, like here. Alright, that's good. This one is below number 3. We select number 3 layer, we move it a bit below, and it is a bit on this angle. Let's put it on this angle, you know, for the YOLO-ness. You don't want to separate them too much, otherwise you just will not pick up the face. And obviously. Okay, like that. Actually, what the fuck happens? I don't know why my computer does that. And this one is a bit more down. Sorry, Tom Cruise, I'm ruining your face. Now this one is on that side, so if we select number 4, we move this, press Control T. Like this, and move it like that. Number 5, select the number 5 layer, and just see how this is done. So let's just put it against like that. And last and not least, number 6 and This one can, you know, just be the yellowness. So like that. Alright, so now we have done it. Now we need to put, you know, the effects on it. So, you know, the drop shadow. So as you can see, the angle is this side and this side. So it's like a... Yeah, so I'll just explain it. So you go on number 1 first. You double, you go to down here and you go drop shadow. Now if you put the size up like this, alright, now you can kind of see if I spread it out, just to show you for an example. Put the spread a bit to, you know, probably around 15. Wait, just wait, just go back. Go back to your drop shadow and the opacity, you know, right up there. You know, 60 is good. Now we want to make the angle the opposite, so it's going to be... Wait, yeah, no, 120 is perfect. So if you keep it at 120, it's going to do it like that. So if you press OK, now if you right click and you do copy layer style, and then you shift click to number 6 and then right click and do paste layer style, that's going to paste that layer style to all of these. Now this is perfectly done now basically. So if I just close all those arrows, we have done it. We have done it first try. Well, I'm actually impressed. Alright, so if I hold shift and control T, and I can resize this all the way up to like this, just to give you guys a more better view. Press enter, and this is the result, guys. I am proud to present to you the final result. This one's out a bit of proportion. Alright, that's good. Alright, sweet. So yeah, this is the final result, and as you can see, it looks much more better with the layer styles. So if I just get rid of the layer styles for an example, what does that look? That just looks crap. But with this, it's brilliant. You know, the drop shadow really makes a big difference with it, and I really like this effect, and I'm proud to present to you as a tutorial on Ace Designs 107. So make sure that, guys, if you enjoyed this tutorial or would like to see any other tutorials, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If you enjoyed it, make sure to comment below saying you enjoyed this. Let's see more of these tutorials, because I know that you guys are so far enjoying this. What the hell? Anyway, see you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this.